appraisal didn't happen, it's 10,000 low, and blah, 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 blah. And there's all this minutia that you're doing for your transaction, and you stopped lead generating. So we can track that business for you. So you're doing, oh, great, I have 4 settlements. Oh my God, I'm a rock star, I'm a rock star, I'm a rock star. And then all of a sudden, those settle. And I'm looking at Christine, and I'm thinking, well, she used to work for Fran Davis, and she was like, yeah, you're as good as your last settlement. Or was it Tom?
Good as your last deal.
You're good as your last settlement, which I don't necessarily agree with, but what happens is you forget to continue to lead generate because you were busy. And you're thinking filling out a green sheet is busy. Well, it's not busy, that's just filling out a green sheet. So you have to keep lead generating. What is lead generating? So for those of you that are in bold, great, you're gonna figure out what it is. And it could be anything. It could be going to your kid's ball game. You've got a whole list of parents of kids who know your kids and who know you. Sponsor their teams. Meet them at synagogue. Meet them at church. Meet them at the grocery store. Meet them. It doesn't make a difference. You just have to talk to people and remember to ask them for business. So.
How do you ask them for business?
So I was at golf yesterday, because that's what I do. So, and the one lady said, oh, do you know so-and-so? And here she cleans her teeth or something. And she's like, oh, I referred so-and-so to her. And I said, awesome. I said, she's great, because I do. I love this other agent. I said, she's awesome. I said, but I'd also appreciate it if you know, hey, if you could think of anybody, I'd love if you could refer me some business, if you know anybody's looking to buy or sell. What area? And I told her my office is in Langhorne, and you know, we just proceeded to talk. They all now know that I sell real estate. So we have a luncheon, so I don't know what tchotchke, I'm gonna have to come up with something golf related that I bring and put in, because they always give us little bags. Whatever you do doesn't have to be expensive. For those of you who have been in business, like some of us do a pie thing, Thanksgiving pie, there's a few of us that do that. If you only have a few clients, you could do it and deliver it. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be, nothing has to be super expensive. I mean, it can be. I've been doing events, but that's not something I did until really the last few years. Because for me, my business is all my past clients referring and also buying and selling. That's the bulk of my business. So you gotta like talk to who you know and then know more people. Go to things and talk to people.
Yeah.
So, if you're at your kids' games, I hope you're wearing a Keller Williams shirt.
Yeah, it's one of your biggest opportunities, sure.
Right, I mean, look,
You know,
Randy's
groups,
got the
networking
comic
groups.
book store, right? I mean, that's just like, well, that's a whole different segment of people, but you know, it's whatever you know.
Got a pig.
And she's got a pig, right? So
Two.
she's
She's got two.
They have some They do.
Charlotte's Web, right? So, I don't know.
Dana, did you have anything you want to
Sure,
add to that?
sure. So, like Lisa
You know what,
just,
and if you want to even go into what you would do as an experienced agent, you know, we're talking about what a new agent would do, but if you want to give an example as well for an experienced agent,
I think
is
it's
it much
both.
different? Yeah, it's not much different.
I think it's both. So to piggyback on what Lisa just said, don't just go to holiday parties with your spouse's, company. Talk to people. Don't just stand there at a sporting event for your kids. Talk to everybody, mingle, you know? I mean, have a conversation, listen to what their life is like, where are they going to move? Write notes. If you checked my cell phone, all of my kids' parents, their friends' parents, I put down on there their name, where they live, if they would like to move. Take notes, put it in your calendar. That's pretty much it. Talk to people.
Yeah, I used to go.
Get out there.
Go ahead, John.
That's actually a really good point. Prior to being in real estate, I was in outside sales, and there was no real way for us to, we sold software and we sold print materials to repair shops, big government accounts, small mom and pop mechanical shops, auto body shops, and there was no real way for us to digitize our information, so we actually had index cards, and it was a family business. My father trained us that because we had thousands of places, so you couldn't remember everybody. So we would have no cards that we would keep their inventory on, but we would also have descriptions of the decision makers, what their name was,
Their
what they
kids,
looked like,
sports.
what sports team, if they were an Eagles fan, if they liked to fish, where they went on vacation. So we always had things to talk about. It kind of seemed phony in the beginning, but then I realized, like, look, you don't have a photographic memory, you're not gonna remember all this stuff. So, you know, if you wanna be a good steward of your customers, you need to be able to communicate with them, you need to know things about them. So that, the notes, you know, probably in command, I'm sure there's a way you can do it, but the more that you can feed that in, I agree, it's huge. You know, personal things, they love this TV show, they love, you know, comic books, that, you know, the more niche the better, because it'll give you something to talk to them about.
Where you go?
Just like on what John said, it's not communicating, it's connecting with your customer. That's what's important.
Yeah. So I'd like to open it up to questions now, mainly because I can smell the food. Does anybody have a specific question for the panel here? You know,
No, they're all smelling the food.
yes, Mom.
I know we kind of went over it, but I want to hear the whole panel's opinion on the buyer that says there will be more inventory available in the spring.
And it will be higher priced because everybody is out there.
With
And
more
because they're a
buyers.
little bit, you know, they get a little greedier, they think that they're actually gonna get more that time of year, which may or may not be right. And the
Also, you
interest
don't know
rate,
what
the
rates
biggest
are at
issue is
either.
the rate,
Yeah.
I think, is
Yeah.
your rates can, who knows what they're gonna do?
Right.
Nobody has a crystal ball, like anybody that says, oh, they're definitely going up, well, until the Fed says something, you don't really know the answer. But I think we can all guarantee that they are going to go up, I mean, they're
And that's
historically
not
low.
dabbling in like,
Well,
what is that, like redlining? What is-
No, I mean, you know, and show them the difference, you know. We've got people locking in, frankly, under 3, so, but let's just say 3.5. If that, show them. If the rate goes up to 4.5, this is what your payment's gonna be, same exact priced house. Now, historically, if they do jump up a full percentage rates, the prices probably will drop a little, so in a way that's, I don't wanna say that's steering or whatever, but it also may or may not happen right away, and depends on your price range. You know, first-time buyers, that price range doesn't change as,
Right.
quite as dramatically,
Right.
because there's always first-time buyers,
Right.
so.
Plus you say, you only need one house, so what if it comes up now?
But she's saying the buyer, right?
The
No,
buyer.
but,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
but the same thing, like,
Yeah.
well, you're only looking for one house, so when you go, you're gonna know that's the house you want. So why not look now, and if it takes that long to find it, then it does, but that house might come
Right.
down.
And you never know why a house is put on the market. Somebody dies, takes them a couple months to clean out, now it goes up. Well, if Aunt Millie died in August, it may not go up until November because they need that time to clean up or something.
What do you guys say?
Oh,
I guess
Rose
your
has-
question.
Rose has a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a question. Of course, learning from you as my mentor, buyer agency contracts are so important to me, right? So I have so many potential future clients. However, I don't have them signed yet because their mentality is, I'll come in when I'm ready, when we're closer. I don't want to lose them, and there's, you know, great opportunity there. And they want to wait until, let's just say, January, February to start. I want it signed now, so I can, you know, A, have it for gold, and B, just know that they're mine, or at least they'll be mine, or, so that's what I'm struggling with right now. I have them in conversation, they respond back to me, I want things signed.
I do things a little different, so
Same
I'll let
here.
you, I'll let you take that one.
Okay. Rose, I understand that you don't want to buy until January, February. I'd love for you to come in and meet with my lender, sit down, go over, because you never know, something might have popped up on your credit that you didn't know about. That's going to give us time to regroup this. I'd love to have you sit down, we'll go over the numbers and all that paperwork. How is Saturday at 12 o'clock?
Because the next thing is going to be, holidays are coming up, and I've noticed from my past experience, as soon as, you know, we get into November and everyone wants to plan Thanksgiving, and it just, I'm never going to capture them. It's either now, or I have to wait until January. And so this is what, you know, I'm,
Yeah.
you know, trying to get like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean, You know, and I sat in one with Sharon where this buyer's not going to do anything. She still signed the contract. Because I said, she may buy ahead, because Sharon was like, well, no, and I said, no, let's sign it, because she may decide that the perfect house comes up and it's worth
Yeah.
breaking
Well,
up.
it comes out-
Buyers are liars.
What is their motivation? How motivated are they?
Thank you.
Dot?
Do any of you have any successful tips on how to convince a seller that they don't want to list because there's nothing out there to buy? Any successful ways to convince them that it's okay to list?
Do it.
I think it would just be, the age-old find their motivation and just talk to them about that. And, again, I sound like a broken record, but hey, listen, you only have to find one house. We can structure the contract. If the house is priced right in this market, we can potentially have multiple offers. If you price your house right, just keep putting that out there. But we can choose to accept an offer based on how willing they are to work with us on, giving us an option to extend for 30 days or a rent back situation, which I shouldn't have said that. I hate doing it. Forget that part. But yeah,
It gives them a reason to.
Option to make them do it now.
yeah, I mean, that's what I would say.
Yeah.
Depending on price point, maybe build, new construction, depending on price point.
I love actually that because you can really look like a rock star to them because you say, where do you want to live? And then you start doing mailers to that neighborhood. And now you're finding them a house that's not even on the market. And you got another listing out of it. So, and then you're going to look like a complete rock star. So I love when people say that to me. I say, I'm going to find the house for you, and it shows that you're doing work for them.
Remind Pro is free now for Bryce. We've been paying for it like $200 a month forever. It's really, yeah. Have you looked at it?
I haven't looked at it, but I haven't paid $200.
Better targeted searches,
Can you touch on it?
What does it do?
targeted data.
Well, that's why you made me think of it, because you can go into a neighborhood and you can I paid for it, I haven't really used it yet. I like the idea. No, but you can go into a neighborhood and drill down and say, all right, I want to see, everybody who owes less than 25 grand on their mortgage. I want to see people that have been in their house for 30 years or more. I want to see all ranch houses, which you could do in Bright, but it's not the same. And it's right in there. You go into market, I think research, and click on Remind Pro, and you should. It just happened 2 days ago. You should be able to get right in it, but it's pretty cool. Don't get lazy though, because it gives you a valuation tool. So you still got to do the due diligence, but it takes like Zillow, which whatever, Redfin,
First American, it's one of the title companies.
First American, and then there's Black Knight or
Yeah, I don't
something.
know what that
It's
one.
like a appraisal company. I don't know how they come up with their values, but it does give you an evaluation. It also, I don't know how accurate it is, but when I checked it, it looked accurate. It gives you how much the people owe on the mortgage, which is huge. You know what you're walking into for a listing appointment. These people have no equity,
Wow.
short sale, whatever. You know what you're dealing with.
Back to your thing though, I always ask sellers, especially if they are purchasing, will they consider alternative housing? Because really, your buyer who has a sale and settlement contingency of another property and they do not have their house on the market is not super attractive. So I find it funny when people are like complaining that their buyer didn't get the house. Well, of course they didn't get the house, because as a listing agent, you have 5 offers. Sale and settlement of other property, not on the market. Oh, we're gonna put it on the market in 10 days. Wow, you're attractive. Like, thanks for that. Like, that works when the market tanks, but that's not gonna work right now. So to me, that's an agent who look, I would still write the offer, I guess, but it's also one who didn't prep them enough. And then the seller says, well, I'm not moving again. Okay, well, we may keep doing this dance until we find somebody desperate enough to take your offer.
Sometimes they just have to lose.
So I really stress to them, let's try to get your house sold. And, you know, maybe you're renting somewhere, maybe, you know, yeah, it's not fun, but in the grand scheme, maybe that's what you need to do, depending on where that house is.
So, Dana, how about the seller that says, I just don't, I have holidays coming up, I got Thanksgiving and Christmas, I just don't want people walking through my house and dealing with all that stuff. What do you say to that?
It depends, again, with something like that, it's listening to what they want. If they don't want to sell, then they're not gonna sell.
Mhm.
You know, if they want to have their home sold, then they're gonna put extra floor mats down when people truck in the wintertime, because they need to get that property sold.
So what would you say to get to that motivation? To get to their motivation, if they really need to sell or not?
I mean, I would say it depends on their personal situation. I mean, you know, the market, there's buyers right now, there's buyers, you know, that are looking to purchase your home if you're interested in selling. If you don't wanna sell, you don't wanna sell.
Jason?
What I'll basically do is show them the result statistic sheet. And I'll say, show you what the list price is versus the sold price, and how many days on market. I say, which one do you wanna be? I said, if your price is right, you'll sell in less than a week, and you only have to keep your house clean for a couple days. Do you like cleaning your house every day? Overpriced? I don't know.
So you flip it around the other way and get them more motivated, really, yeah.
So, I said, the option's yours. How fast do you wanna sell it?
Yeah.
You'll still get great money.
Yeah. How about you, Lisa, anything to add on that?
What was the question? Sorry.
You know, the seller tells you, you know, Thanksgiving's coming up and the holidays, I don't feel like keeping my house clean and showing it during all these, you know.
Well, your house is clean
Events.
anyway, because you're having company, and it looks awesome because it's decorated. I think it's a great time to show your house. I think, you know, who doesn't like to see a Christmas tree? I don't care what religion you are, everybody likes to see a Christmas tree, it's festive.
Mm.
So, to me, that's awesome. Show your house, let's go.
Sign here.
Sign here.
John, do you have anything you want to add to that?
No, I think that was great, actually, I wouldn't have thought of that.
Because you're a
House is
man.
decorate, yeah.
Keep it clean.
But no, yeah, that was
Yeah,
good.
you have a company.
Yeah, you're baking, cookies.
Smells good, looks good.
That's good.
All right, well, if we don't have any more questions, anything else that anyone wanted to find out, Rigo.
Yeah, just to add to how to get more clients, when you have a client at every high point, Ms. Lewis actually told me to do this, at every high point of the transaction, you ask for a referral. I've gotten,
I do that.
today they were telling me how great I was, and I said, I'm so great. I said, I love working with people just like you. Who do you know that we're looking to buy stuff that agree we're looking at that right now? So at every high point of the transaction, as soon as they say you're great, show me.
Awesome. All right, well, let's give a round of applause for our panel here. We're about to dismiss for food. Two quick things. I want to remind you to sign out. The sign out sheet I'm going to leave over here so we're not too congested in the hallway there. And also make sure that you grab, in my hand, the vendor prize drawing. Did everyone get one of these already? If you didn't, they're going to be up front here. Make sure you get one. That was the sign-in sheet. This is the sign-out. You have to do both.
Hazel, I have a big Swiss Event sale going tomorrow. I know you're like the best sale guy, so I'm gonna tell you.
That was a sign-in sheet. Yeah.
And then I, when I